This is one little step more than Friday, and this is where you're actually going to be putting stuff into your calculator, getting the equation, and then just doing all the stuff we just did. Now, just a review, because you need to know this for all 4 units up to now, okay? Today's actually, we've hit the midpoint of the course, okay? We're halfway done the course as of today, and this, again, is the 4th time now we are going to talk about regression, okay? If you do not know about regression by now, okay, well, you all do, so we don't have to talk about that. So the first thing we always have to remember, now, you will be clearing your calculator before you go into the diploma. That will not give you, once you do any of this, you will not have any of the R values. So you want to make sure you turn your diagnostics on. Okay, remember that. Second catalog D, and then get your diagnostic. You have to hit enter and then do it again. We're going to put all of our data into L1 and L2. You want to turn stat plot on. Now you go to second, y equals, or just go to y equals and go all the way to the top and hit it. We worked on this today. Adjust your window settings so you can see it. Calculate the appropriate regression equation. Okay. Your diploma will have one on it that will just ask you what would be the best regression. There's the linear, there's the quadratic, right? There's sinusoidal, and you're going to look for the greatest R squared value. And remember, your R value, 1 is a perfect match. 0.5 means only half the points actually worked, which isn't good. Okay, 50%, not good. 80%, not good. Okay, just like this class. 80% is not good enough, right? That's a crappy regression equation. Only 80% of your points, right? We want at least over 0.9. Now, again, I do not want to beat this to death. We're just going to do the one question. So we'll turn to example 2. Let's do this all together, because this will be the one question on your written response on your test, right? And again, I'm not there to trick anybody. I need you to know how to do sine regression. It's just that simple. Now, this will be our L1 and this will be our L2, or our X and our Y. Okay, so this isn't even a mean one. Like if you look at the next one, that chart goes on forever and ever. We're not going to do it, but so I'm just clearing. I got to clear everything out of here. My window settings we'll talk about in a sec. I am going to go with you guys. So stat, we're edit, right? And clear, go down. Clear, go down. Okay, 0. Okay, so make sure you do have a graphing calculator for the test. Okay. Now, this is, I guess if we read it over, this is the in minutes versus height of a Ferris wheel. Now, again, the more prepared you are when you go into an exam, when you see Ferris wheel, don't be thinking linear regression, okay? Ferris wheel, anything going around and around, doing the same thing over and over is what we call sinusoidal, okay? Now, this one gives us the window settings, 0, 18. It's a lot harder to do window settings from a graph, so sometimes they're going to give them to you. Oops. So let's put those in. Window 0, 18, 1, 0, 90, and then 10. Okay, and then we hit graph. And I am seeing absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, why would I see anything? Okay, so how do I see anything? Okay, well first of all, I got to go here and I got to hit plot 1. Get that on. But I still don't have, so we get out of here, I still need to get my regression equation. So what do I do? Stat, calc, sine regression. It's right there. Yep. Okay. Then we hit enter, and enter again. Now, what does A stand for? Huh? Altitude, right? Amplitude. Okay? Which would be the altitude in this case. What's B stand for? B doesn't stand for period, though. We get that by now, right? B stands for really nothing. It helps us find the period, which is 2 pi divided by B will get me that period. What does C give me? Left, right. In this case, it's negative, so it will be going right. What is 46? Midline. Or, have I been using the word median? Okay, median is also used, and I want to throw that out there because I'm using it on my test. I put median in there because I've seen them use median on the diploma, and I want, oh crap, that's okay. So, you know, get that on your study sheet, etc. But, right, median equals midline. Okay, you know those when you're driving through Edmonton and there's those big cement things like between you and the other oncoming traffic? That is a median because it's right in the middle. Okay, so median, midline. Okay, so determine the period of the graph. Well, first of all, let's write out our equation. Ask that first. So, what was it? Y equals, and we'll just go to a couple here. 38 sine. Huh? Yeah. 0.698x. Now, it's plus minus, right? Plus negative 1.57079, and then plus 46. Okay, now just remember that these two together will make one big minus sign, right? When you have two signs together, you multiply them together. Now, the period of the graph, what is the formula for period? 2 pi over b. Please don't give me the period 0.698, okay? Everybody has to always keep that straight, that b is kind of, well, not kind of, it's pretty useless the way it is. You need to take 2 pi and divide it to actually get anything good out of it. So that's 2 pi divided by 0.698, and you get 9. 9 what? No? No, that's a good question. What is period? Period is our x, correct? So that's, remember, because period is synonymous with x. Period, x. Okay? Write that down somewhere on your forehead. I don't care, somewhere. Get it down. So every time you look at, oh yeah, that's right. Here. So at least other people would see it. What's that? That's a long story. Okay, so 9 minutes. Why? Because time is x, right? Time. Now, what is the relationship between amplitude and diameter? Okay, give me a formula. Diameter equals 2 times A. 2 times your amplitude, right, Yusuf? Okay, so that's 2 times, what's my amplitude? Times 38 equals 76. It's always so nice when you, because I do the diploma the same time you do the diploma, right? I have to go and I can do it in the computer only, but you see that, you know, that Ferris wheel question, and you're like, okay, good. We're ready for that one. No one should be screwing that one up. Okay, now how high above the ground did people board the Ferris wheel? 8 meters? Sorry? Okay, yeah, good. So you're using the chart. Okay, say you were someone like me who would ignore the chart, 100%. I'm that guy that, yeah, the instructions, whew, those are gone. I look at the picture on the box, maybe, if you're lucky. Yes. So we could go midline, which is D. So D, this is called midline, or the new word I gave you, median. Minus A should give me my min. Okay? So 46 minus 38 equals 8. (46 minus 38 equals 8). Okay, now how far above the ground? So is yours on your next page? Yeah, mine is too. Okay, so you guys have to flip the page. How far above the ground would a person be after 3 minutes? Okay, so at this point here, we have two options. You could just put 3 into here, because 3 is time, right? And I would encourage you to do that if it was your second time through the diploma even, right? But we can use our calculator. And now that stat plot is on, and I got to get my equation in yet. So y equals vars 5 equation. Okay, then we hit graph. See, what's pretty good about it is you could find 2 or 3 or 4 now, because it'll just continue it for you. So how far above the ground would a person be after 3 minutes? So how am I going to find that answer? Trace up 3. Okay. Okay, so there's my way of doing it without using the equation, but straight to the graph. Okay, next. At what point is a person 15 meters above the ground? So y2 is 15. And always be careful, right? Because they, just make sure you're giving them what they ask, and at what point, it's in brackets, is a person 15 in one full revolution. So we want here and here are the 2 times, right? So second trace, we're going to do 5. Okay, I'll get this one because I'm here. Okay, I get 8.12 minutes. And what's the other one? Is anyone's spider over at the other place that they could give it to me quick? No, it's 0.88 it should be, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's just a showing of how I got the 1. So we got, so we did a y2 equals 15. And we did second trace intersect. And we got t to equal 0.88 minutes and 8.12 minutes. Now remember, that's not in seconds, right? That's not 12 seconds. Now, how long to the nearest tenth of a minute is a person in one revolution when he's at least 15 meters above the ground? So that means you're 15 and more, right? So if you had this graph that was like this, what we're talking about when we come here, these are the 15s. We're looking for all this time, which would be, how am I going to find that? yeah, I would take, because this is 8.12, this is 0.88. If I subtracted the two, I would get all the time in between, right? So 8.12 minus 0.88. I don't have the answer to that. What do we get? 7.34 minutes. 24? So 7.24 minutes, I will be at least that high. Okay? Write an equation for the median line. There we go. Median line, that is our midline. What is the equation of it? Yes, but it's your d value, isn't it, on your equation? So d equals 46, but what's the equation? Y equals 46. Okay, that's the equation of the line. Now here are some questions that you want to make sure you're seeing this, because this is what really they want to see on the next level. So a new Ferris wheel is constructed that is 1 meter higher when boarding than the original wheel. Describe the effect of the new height of the new height would have. What is it going to change? Now, if you were doing, say this was the old one, okay, the new one, okay, because we're going, it's 1 meter higher. The new one should kind of do this, right? Okay, well, let's just go through these. The amplitude, would it change or be the same? I got some people saying change. I got some people. What's the argument for each? Yes? But the min changed too. They both went up 1. Now, did I make the Ferris wheel any bigger? Because amplitude is my radius, correct? So amplitude, remember, is your radius. By moving the Ferris wheel up 1 meter, does that change the radius? Okay, it doesn't, right? It's the same, right? So the amplitude's the same. How about the period? Should be the same. How about the median? Okay, so what is it now? So you're going up 1, therefore 47 meters. How about the height of the graph? So it's up 1 as well, yes. So therefore max and min up 1. So here's what they will ask. And you don't want to give this question up in the diploma, right? I want you to think through it. But it wants the new equation. So they may not go through this part for you. But all they'll say is a new Ferris wheel was constructed and they did it 1 meter higher. What would be the equation for it? So which value are we changing? So we said we're not changing this, so it would be 36 or 38 sine 0.698x minus 1.57079 plus 47. Okay, the only thing that will change is in the equation will be the median. Now, remember, max plus D, or sorry, A plus D will give me my max. So my max will be one higher, and obviously my min will be one higher, else we didn't move it up. Okay, and it says which parameters can be used to determine the maximum height? D plus A. So that would be on the new one. So we'll say for new, 47 plus 38 equals 85 meters. Okay, now what would affect, so you're making this Ferris wheel. What would affect the period? What could you do to this Ferris wheel to affect the period? Yes? Okay, but let's talk about specifically on this on this Ferris wheel. What would I change that would affect the period? No, on the Ferris wheel. As a guy building it, what would I change? Yes? Radius would change it, yeah. But that's one thing. What else changes your period? I don't want to know in the equation. I want to know as a guy or person on the, like, applying right to the Ferris wheel. No. You'd make more money, but that's not what I'm looking at right now. Speed. Doesn't the speed of the Ferris wheel, because if it's faster, doesn't it go around at a faster pace? Speed is your period. Period is how long it takes to go around once. If it goes around faster, their period will be smaller. Okay? So, those are the parameters we want to think about. Okay, so what we're working on, you'd make more money, but it would not affect the period. Okay? So we're doing page 213 to 215. You're going to omit 3 and 6. Okay, so this is 5 minutes of homework. I need 10 minutes to do it, and I'm actually going to quiz you today. Why not today? Seize the day. Because it's snowing. Oh, I didn't know it was snowing. Quiz is canceled. That means we are not having a quiz tomorrow. Can't